Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Citadel of NewChurch. I'm your host, Captain, here to go over our latest recap with the war with Tom and Jerry that we had for the International Clan War Leagues. This war was slightly heated if you didn't see the chat of their server on Discord, but with that out of the way, it was a decisive victory in favor of the Citadel as a whole. We did win by the nice 6-star lead. We also had the percentage on our side. If you look at it, we were right there. The greatest of shit hits was away from the perfect. So well done again for the Citadel as a whole. Getting into the 6-packers, we have Indominus Rex there with number 1. We got Maydu with number 4. We got Duwait there at number 14. We have I Not Me at number 17. Big Mastro at number 18. And NewChurch at number 24. For our shit hits, again, I use air quotes for these. It's just mainly the people that get the 95 to 99%, just enough to upset you for not getting the 3 stars. Would be, where were you? We got WBW there at number 13 with the 98. We got Heisenberg there at number 12 with the 96. We have our favorite man, Mr. Sesko, with the 99. And then we also have Albert with a number 95%. Jumping into the recaps. Start with the Indominus Rex. Sorry phone, sucks to be you. Whee! Starting his king over there at 10 o'clock with the ballers behind that gets the bounces on the air defense. Queen's going to be sniping some buildings. Bowlers are going to remove that mortar to help speed up the queen going into that double cannon. And as soon as that bowler just tanks for her, she only gets about maybe 2 of the 4 rounds before she keeps walking on. King's just going to keep doing his little funnily thing as the CC is pulled. Queen's going to be very easily sniping them in the rage. More of the archers are finally coming out. Gets the loon that helps speed the process up if anything else was lurking, which was the ice golem. Is able to take out the Velk before she's frozen and can't do anything about it. So when she gets frozen here, it's going to be, well, again, finding candies. Because nothing's really shooting hers. It's just times. Just the times. He's got some minions over there at 130s, getting a little picking cleanups. Dropping the rage, helping speed this bitch up, getting through the core. She's going to be pounded through that CCs. Activates the town hall. Getting hit by the eagle at the same time. He says, I know, Kaz. I can take you out anyways. So he keeps right on a rolling. Taking the step forward into the expo. She is going to target to the enemy Archer Queen. Pops the ability. Speeds up through her. One-shots the expo. Jumps into the eagle with the ability to help speed that up. As well, he has his Lalo coming in from 130 going clockwise. Bunch of loons and hastes. Go moving all around. 2 hounds are way out in front where nothing's really going to do anything. So those pups are going to get fried. Got a bunch of lunars there towards the 6 o'clock region into a Tesla farm. Because they're in the tome, nothing's going to happen. That warden, though, is going to bite the dust the second that tome expires. And then a bunch of loons keep going to 6 o'clock. That one loon, sucks to be him. Anyways, the queen is going to have to target onto a wall once she gets through with that elixir storage. Freezing the Tesla to help speed up the loons, trying to get ins because he does have the 2 pocket freezes. He knows as soon as that queen gets the wall, she gets all 3 of those defenses. So as long as he could take out these 2 defenses here with the Archer Tower Tesla, the minions and the archers are back there for the cleanup will be able to remove that. Although he did get kind of lucky that he had the 1 loon up. And as soon as the queen knocks her down, the loon moves back to do the cleanup as needed. So well done to Indominus Rex. For the next hits, we're going to do Maydu's with number... What number were you on? Uh-oh. Oh, Sesko on number 4. Apparently I can't read my own notes. It is a drag bad attack. Although it is slightly spammy, if the base calls for it, hey, we ain't going to pass it up. So needless to say, he's going to take his times. Take the times. Time. Drop his heroes, whoop, over there at 11 o'clock. Take out that town holds. Slowly but surely is taking his times. Probably could speed this up, but I just don't feel like clicking a button right now. Pops the ability, so unfortunately those barbs are going to get slightly fried. Only purpose is for that king to keep going down that channel as the queen goes the other way. Takes out a random building there in the corner, then drops the dragons over there so they could go right down the middle of this base. Queen popping her ability to get maybe 2 more defenses before she drops. Loons behind the dragons, and a slammer over off to the side to get the inferno, so that way it's just 2 drops on it and it's removed. It is tanking for the dragons as they are slowly but surely making their way in towards the center of the space. Pops the tome, so that way the queen won't pop the slammer sooner than expected. Freezing the back end there with that wizard tower to get some bats to remove 2 of the air defenses. Unfortunately, that freeze is a little bit late there at 6 o'clock. A couple of those bats did get eliminated, but they do finally overcome it and keep removing more and more of this base. Finally, the slammer does pop, and it is going to move right into this Tesla farm area. With a red bomb wizard tower, though, it is slightly annoying, but he still has a bunch of dragons and a bunch of back-end loons nonetheless to finish off with the cleanup on this attack. He even has the 2 dragons way down here that apparently said fuck off and started doing cleanup earlier than expected. So, well done to Cisco. For our next one, we got WBW on number 6. I do believe this was an AQ charge. Yeesh. Drops the minion for the hut, trying to remove the mortar. That will help ensure that the queen is going to go to the right towards 3 o'clock. Because sometimes she will kind of do whatever she wants. She is a woman. The king is going to activate the Teslas to help encourage the queen to go in that direction. The baby is also going to be triggered to help remove some of those trash buildings. Wallbreaker soaps up a giant bomb. 3 more wallbreakers in behind to open the wall juncture. Baby still doing his work for the funneling. Does remove the outside building, so now the queen has nothing to do besides go in towards that town hall. Baby actually did soak up some of the HP, so that way it will be easily removed with maybe, 8 shots. She's going to go into the peak rather than going in like everybody would like, but hey, it is what it is. She finally steps forward in the rage still, gets the elixir storage removed. Now she's finally taking out the defenses that are really starting to do the damage to her. Steps into the line of fire of the enemy archer queen, takes her out in 3 shots. Shaboopy. Finally triggers a CC before he gets off the 2 air sweepers to be easily removed. Freezing the golem so that way the baby will be taken care of. As long as she's in a rage, she is fine for health. So she is going to slightly sit there a little bit awkwardly now for like the 5 seconds. Before she thaws out and continues on with her push, she is going to go down towards 6 o'clock for the air defense. So he's got the slammer over there at 9 o'clock and a bunch of lunars there from 5 to 7:30 coming in through the center of the space. The slammer has finally joined back up with the core of this push. He's got a couple lunars over there by 10 o'clock trying to take out that wizard tower. Unfortunately, I do believe he kills them. Their dead bodies actually get it. Sweet. Anyways, the slammer's still up doing work, which is pretty phenomenal. But anyways, at this point, the base is just basically destroyed. He still has his hero ability. He still has a minion and a loon in the pocket, and there's not really much that's threatening these loons that the minions pups won't handle when they finally rejoin. So again, well done to WBW. For the next attack, we got Elisa with number 7. Yes. Going to drop the wizard over there at 3 o'clock for the easy hot kill and helping establish the funnels. Queen is there over by 4 o'clock. She's going to go straight in and then marching towards 6 o'clock when she gets the chance. Slowly but surely taking the time because let's face it, she's beating storages and crap. It's going to be a little bit. Queen's actually doing the right thing. Going a little bit left before she marches forward. And then directly onto the air defense, removing it to be any threat that would be to her healers. King is going to be slightly annoying, but as soon as this cannon drops, she will retarget and focus all of her attention onto it. Gets the ram entry right there for when the queen is supposed to bounce back to the left. And no, she don't. Now the king's going to be doing his thing. CC was lured. He's just going to let that ram die because, well, there's nothing really that he can do about it. He does get the AQ kill, though. The king is still establishing somewhat of a funnel for his hogs for the outside trash buildings. He's just going to let the baby soak up on him as he's trying to salvage what he can with the queen up by 130s. Baby's taking his time. Random archer on the back end there trying to take out the healers one at a time, which is pretty amusing. He does drop the wizard there at the back end to remove it before he starts doing his hogs over here at 6 o'clock. Since it's a multi-target inferno, it isn't going to really be doing much of anything to the queen. So from here on out, he's got a straight push directly into the center of this base. Nice heal where all the hogs are congregating together before they start slightly splitting up. He's got a couple more trickling in for that back end Tesla, so that way they can still be somewhat contained for the heals. Queen is still up. Unfortunately, the healers are now starting to get targeted. He still has one heal left in the bag, so as soon as he goes to get towards this multi-target inferno, he's going to have to drop it a little bit earlier than expected. The queen will survive through this. So that way she's going to speed up with the cleanup. Oh, no, she dies to the giant bomb. Never mind. Apparently, I don't remember the attack. Anyways, the hogs are going to do their thing right there in the core of the base. And then from here on out, with simple cleanup, I felt like showcasing this one because of the fact that even though a plan went awry, they still found a way to capitalize on it, took their time, and made it a true 3-star. So very well done to them. For the next one, we have number 9 with the Lele. No, that's the wrong one. This one's just the old-fashioned miner. It's got the wizard for the Furner. Got the ram going directly at a dark elixir storage with the wizard behind to help speed that little bitch up. Queen over there at 1 o'clock. King over there at 8 o'clock. So that way all those miners have to do is go straight down through the flank. Hound loot CC, obviously. Queen's going to take her little time on those cannons before she pops her ability. King's going to speed things up on the outside. Ram was stuck on an expo, but it doesn't really matter. Loon finally does drop, so from here on out, the only issue that could be a potential problem is that wizard. Because he is, unfortunately, trying to hit that hound. And then, yay, the wizard is going to lock onto the hound as the miners keep pushing in through the center of the space. Dropping heals as necessaries. Still has one more for the back end. The Inferno Tower is still slightly standing up. The hound actually finishes the wizard right before it was about to pop. So we are fine for the puppies. Do believe he drops the last heal directly on top of that 2 wizard towers. And more towards the expo of wizard tower. Speeds through that BK kill. Everybody's now starting to congregate towards the wizard tower expo area again. From here on out, just basically waiting on miners to dig underground and take out these defenses one at a time. The hound does pop at the very last second, but because the miners are underground, the pups won't be able to do anything about it. So well done to them. For the next hit, we have Aussie with number 10. Woo! Old-fashioned electrons. Gets the blimp action going because he wants to get further into the core of this base. Gear reaches the queen, gets to the CC as well, so the queen and the baby are going to be dropped like a sack of crap. Electro is actually going to bounce more towards the outside to get the cleanup. Nope, never mind. He's just going to go right through the center of this base because why not? Dropping his heroes there at 6 o'clock. That way it's a straight, simple push through the middle of this base. Baby in behind the BK that helps beat him up with this Town Hall with all that HP. Tesla pops, unfortunately taking out that Wizards. Gets the CC pull. Only thing harming the baby is the Archer Tower. He is going to soften that Golem in before he retargets to the Queen. Unfortunately, she's going to have to pop the ability while frozen just to stay alive, even though the Archers aren't going to really be doing much. And then I do believe she dies. Yeah, still frozen. So from here on out, it's a straight line push through the center of this base, through all these defenses. He just has to fight the initial sweeper. From after that, it's just easy killings. Has a couple back-end loons there at 8 o'clock. Freezing the air sweeper to help ensure that that back-end air defense is down. At this point, all he needs is those loons that go right directly on top of that Inferno Tower like they did. And then from hasting here into their air defense, they will die with their corpse to take the air defense. Make it a simple cleanup from here on out. So well done to Aussie. For the next one, we got Ani with number 13. Queen accidentally is dropped directly onto that 2 Teslas there. The king is going to activate the 3rd. I do believe the 4th. There it is. Is right there as well. King is supposed to help establish the queen. This is going to go from 7 o'clock towards 9 for the Ferner. King is going to pop some shishis, a bunch of archers, golems, and the babies. Just going to sit on them for while he's waiting. Finally, the king drops. It's going to be an easy little poison drop. Removing the archers. The baby's going to die before the ice golem reaches her, so she's fine and dandy with this rage that was placed. It's a slight inconvenience to be waiting, but hey, she's fine. She does soak a Sam, unfortunately, right there at the last second. Same with the slammer there. Baby was unfortunately lost his rage ability, but then pops it right back as soon as the slammer goes in towards the deeper of the space. Opening up all these junctions in here to help establish that the queen is going to reach this enemy archer queen. The way that the slammer actually went, it even encourages her further to go in towards the CC air sweeper and then the archer queen. The Velks aren't really going to do much of anything. They're just going to beat on that wizard tower, remove that at least. But from here on out, it's just 3 shots and the queen is dead. Unfortunately, the healers are getting shot at this point, but she is helping out the hogs, so she's kind of done her thing. She's only tanking for the hogs as they make their way further inside of the base. Dropping the hogs from 10 o'clock to 12, coming in clockwise. Just basically dropping heals as they're congregating on these defenses. Has the cleanup wizards and the baby still up of all things, floating around. So again, well done to them, and a swag heal nonetheless. Whoop. So well done to the Yannis. And then for the next one, we got number 15, boop, boop, with the Green Roaster. Another old-fashioned electron attacks. Yes. Dropping his queen over there at 7 o'clock. The king at 8. Trying to plow through that town hall. Drops 2 loons to help encourage him to speed up. Unfortunately, he's going to activate more Teslas. So he does get 1 down before this. No, he doesn't trick the 4th one. So he is going to get the 2nd one down. The king is going to get through the town hall. Barbs are going to take out. Nope, they don't get it. Anyways, he is going to slowly but surely be making his way into the center of the space pretty shortly. Multi-target Inferno isn't going to do anything to the slammer, but the queen is. So he just drops the early rage and the clone spells. Pops it directly on top of the queen, so that way the E-drag is right there by the dragon. Loons are doing some nice funneling over there by 10:30. King is still up and rocking. When this cannon drops, he's actually just going to keep running on rolling. And then from here on out, from 7:30 going counterclockwise, he's going to start doing his Lalo. Hasting through that wizard tower, even though he's not targeting the loons, which is really nice. Unfortunately, none of them go to that expo, but hey, tis what it is. It's going to haste right through that 2nd wizard tower, even though, again, nothing's really being harmed to the loons, so very well done. And then finally, 2 loons come back to that expo, and they finally drop it on him and kill him. Yay! And then from here on out, it's just simple cleanup because he has enough pups and minions as well as loons the tank if needed. So well done to the greengrocer. Our next one is going to be number 16 with Mastro. Dropping his BK and Archer Queen directly on top of that CC, basically. Drops the poison. All those archers are going to go on the wayside. Pops the ability at the last second. So that way, he's going to at least remove the CC before he kicks the bucket. Baby finally dies to the Archer Queen and the poisons. Barbs are still tanking, so that way the Queen can slowly but surely march her way forward. She's going to pop her ability the second that the enemy Archer Queen is targeting her, because her range is like just enough to allow that to happen. It's just going to be a slight inconvenience. See, he pops the ability a little bit earlier to help speed that up. And now the Archer Towers are targeting the Loons and the Hounds. So the Queen's going to march off to the side before helping snipe that. But hey, skeleton drop on the Tesla farm there. More Loons coming in from 5 and 7 o'clock. Pushing in, hasting on top of those Wizard Towers. Bomb Tower unfortunately removing skeletons, so they're kind of useless at this point. Furthermore, pushing in towards the center of the space, still going clockwise with his motions. Hasting to help speed them up through these Wizard Towers. But at this point, he still has enough up and floating. There isn't really much of a threat. Plus, he has 3 Loons in the bag as well as a haste. So again, well done to the Mastro. He still has the one... there goes the hut. Sweet. Okay. For the next one, we got Bredipo. Minion, unfortunately, is going to soak up those 2 Teslas. Dropping the baby over there at 10 o'clock. The Queen at 8 o'clock with the healers. Baby's going to establish the funnel as the Queen marches over to this Archer Tower, Wizard Tower, Archer Tower, and going that way. King as well is going to help try to establish the funnel, so that way when he goes to do his jump directly onto this cannon, it will go into this core, boop, 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 and get to the Archer Queen and the CC in one fell swoop. Wizard's still doing his little thing until the cannon target's on top of him, so he gone. Bowler's in behind the golem. Queen is a little bit low on health because she was fighting the air sweeper, but she's going to be alright. Dropping the rage, so that way she's just going to basically plow on through. Healers are jumping forward to get towards the golem because, let's face it, healer AI is also crap. Even though they do have the 5 troop space more for the golem, but that's besides the point. Ice Golem is going to be the slight inconvenience right here, but nothing's really targeting him, so it doesn't really matter. The Golem is tanking for the Queen. Healer is on the Golem to help speed that little tankage up. And then he's got the Hogs coming in from 10:30 going clockwise. Dropping the heals as necessaries. He's going to drop the other one directly, I do believe, on this Expo and Wizard Tower. Yeesh. Okay. And then from here on out, he's got minions for cleanup, as well as a couple of wizards in the bag. So again, well done to Bradipo. For the next one, we got Rihanna with number 20 years. For this one, he's going to do a double layer AQ charge. Wizard over there to help establish the funnel. Imagine that. Queen's going to be sniping some buildings as she takes her time, slowly but surely marching her way towards the center of the space. All he wants her to do is go from this gold storage mortar over towards this Wizard Tower area where he's going to Wallbreaker Junction in. The way that these healers are, it's just going to be enough to skim the line of this air defense, which is really nice on his part. King to help establish the funnels even further, because he wants the wall breaker right here at this junction at the Tesla Wizard Tower. Unfortunately, he gets the peak first, but when he does his second little wall breaker entry to get further into the base, it will happen the way he likes, because they're going to target to get to this air defense right hither. Air Sweeper is helping his healers out to ensure that none of them are going to get sniped. Unfortunately, he does have a Hound CC, so it's just going to be a time kill on that. Had the early rage to help if it was like a baby dragon witch, but unfortunately wasn't. Sitting on the poison, waiting for that hound to pop before finally dropping it, getting a good amount of those pups, and the minion being behind to help establish the quicker mess that it was going to be. Drop another rage on the AQ. She's going to easily take out the one Expo. Move over, get rid of more of these pups, as well as those side defenses. At this point, the loons are fine and dandy to start coming in. Truckling them in, slowly but surely. Wizard Tower is locked onto the hound, so those loons are going to be nice, fresh, and happy when they go to target towards him. More coming in from 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock region. Queen is fascinated with this hound, so he's just going to wait for her to jump the wall before he has the loons on top of the bomb tower before he drops his... No, he didn't have a skeleton. But at this point, he just has so many loons spread out and a rage. It's just basic cleanup. He does have the hut over there at the 12 o'clock. The quick Tesla over there at 3. And the ability. So well done to them. For the next one, we got green with number 21. Bloop. Another Sui Hero Lalu. Queen was basically having butt sex with the king on that one, just standing directly on top. I bet she had a strap on. It must have felt nice. Hey, Queen's going to be sniping some buildings, free and dandies. King's going to finally step up to get to this expo range. Queen's going to come in, right in behind. King's going to go to the left. The queen is going to go to the right. Unfortunately, pops the double 2 Teslas there. Pops the ability to help speed her up, so that way she isn't going to pop that hound, and it's going to be on the outside of this base. Hoping that she dies. And he does get his wish. So he's just going to continue with his Lalo as his king, and Barbs are going to die at 7:30. Lalo's coming in from 4:30 going counterclockwise. Everybody's going to be targeting onto these hounds, so he doesn't have to do anything with the rages. The queen is still out of range if anything that's going to happen. So again, slowly but surely, making his way around. Drops the heal in towards the wizard tower and the Teslas to help speed up going through the center of this core. Unfortunately, all those loons skip over the top of that rage, but it's just enough for the skeletons to remove the queen, so hey, it is what it is. But at this point, he still has a couple loons for the back end. Has minions and pups all over the place. So again, well done to him. And then for our last one, we have the Wizard of Oz with number 24. Baby's going to establish the funnel. Imagine that. Soaks up a red bomb. Not exactly sure why you would put it there. It's an easy minion trap, but hey, it is what it is. Queen's going to be slowly but surely making her way ins. Anytime now when she finally decides to go around the side of this building. Gets the one last little small bomb. The healers aren't going to really care much about that. Again, the healers are just enough in the clips of that range before she finally retargets to the air defense. I do believe no healers were truly dead at this point, but hey, it is what it is. Dropping the wall breakers to help get into this junction right here with the cannon wizard tower. King is supposed to help get in through this wall. Unfortunately, she didn't jump into the other compartment. So he's just going to keep beating storages and walls. Tanking for the queen. Freezes. So the healers aren't going to be able to do anything. The archers are tanking for the queen. So she's going to step back and forward again. And then she will retarget over there. It's going to be 4 shots because she's out of the rage. Before she can continue on. He's going to do his hogs over here at 6 o'clock. Because he knows that the queen's just going to keep going towards this center compartment with the air defenses. Still has 3 hogs in the bags. Wizards in behind for the cleanups. A fair amount of hogs are going through the core of the base. There's a good amount that are still trying to be on the outskirts. Drops the CC over there at 9 o'clock. Unfortunately, he does have the skeletons still beating the crap out of his hogs, but he does have 2 heals and a poison. Does drop 1 now. because he's going into the range of that short archer tower. Man, I can't talk anymore. Burp, burp. But at this point in the poison, the king isn't really doing anything. Pops the ability to help speed through these storages. And again, basic cleanup at this point. So well done to the Wizard of Oz. And with that, it does end our recap that we had with Tom and Jerry. It was a good war. Wish them the best of luck. Really wish it wasn't with so much drama. But hey, it is what it is. With that, I hope you guys have a good one.